Hey, this is Steve Domenico from the Room Podcast with a special guest, Johnny Mr. Nice Guy Lopez, fighting this Saturday night, Bellator 232. Damn, Johnny, how's it going, brother?
Good, man. Staying busy, bro.
Well, I see that, man. You're driving, you just got out of training, you're heading home. You couldn't wait to talk to me. You had to talk to me in the car, man. How's everything going, man?
That's right, man. I missed you, bro.
Hey, dude, big fight for you, man. Third time going to Bellator. You've been to other organizations, picking up wins along the way. How you feeling about getting back in there, bro?
I feel good, man. I kind of got this opportunity like a little last second, but we stay training, man. We stay ready, so I saw the opportunity and I jumped on it, man.
Excellent. Well, your last fight, I believe, was in January for Reality, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir, against Johnny Campbell.
Yeah, a late notice fight. You were supposed to defend your title against Jose there, I believe. Johnny stepped in late notice. Great battle. You guys have some history there with grappling against each other. Came away with a big win there. I do believe your third straight victory against a third straight huge New England opponent, man. Did you try to get another fight in between, back then and now, that it just didn't work out for you?
So, yeah, I was trying to get the match against Lugo again. And like you said, first time he sustained an injury. Second time I did. And Campbell filled in both times to go up against me first, then he went up against Lugo after. So that was my one fight, and I was just recovering from that injury, and now I've been ready. Like, I'm always training, so then I heard about this opportunity, and then, like I said, I just jumped on it. Especially, like you said, man, my last few fights have been against, some of the top guys in New England, and exactly where I would place Dan Cormier. Same thing, man. He's a seasoned vet. The dude's tough as nails. I know it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it's definitely a great matchup for New England, happening at Bellator, right in Mohegan Sun, right in the heart of where New England MMA wants to be there in Connecticut, you know what I mean? How pumped is your camp? I know, you've been killing people in Reality. You had a win at Bellator to start off basically this 3-fight win streak. You had a big win at CES against Josh Rickey. Dude, man, you're on a tear. This is your fourth fight that you could have a big-time win against another New England fighter, man. You're number one in New England, dude. As far as this fight, was Dan's name already on the table, or was it just, they had a spot open for a fight at Bellator and you didn't have a matchup yet? Was his name thrown at you first?
I think Dan was set up to be on the card already, and then I don't know if they couldn't find anybody for him, or if I was just one of the last people they thought of. I'm not sure, but I think he was on the card first, and then they kind of presented it to me if I wanted to maybe take the fight with him. And I was definitely all about it. Excellent.
Thank you for that, man, because it's a great battle. It's great for New England. As far as Dan, you speak about a seasoned veteran and he being one of the top guys in New England to face. Dan's been on a little tear himself, only fighting at the strawweight level. You know what I mean? Because he talked about being a little small for the 125, or he couldn't get fights going there. So it seems like you're going to be the bigger fighter in there, on the 26th. Is that sound just about right, that you're going to be the bigger guy in there?
I think so. I think I'm not huge for the weight class, but I am on the bigger end of it. So I do think there's probably going to be a little size discrepancy there, but most of the time, man, experience can account for that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good battle because we're both smaller stature guys, but we both have had battles, and
Yeah.
we're both down to put on a show. Like, if me or Dan are going to be fighting, man, it's not going to be boring.
Exactly.
So that's why I love the matchup with us together, man. It should be fireworks.
Yeah, and you're on a big time winning streak. Dan's got a couple of fights under his belt, 2 finishes. Looked very impressive in this last fight with his stand up. It was a couple of times he could have hit the ground. He chose to have the fighter back on his feet. Do you think it's basically going to be the same thing? Dan's going to want to stand with you because you both are seasoned on the ground, but it looks like he wants to showcase his striking ability out there lately. Is that something that you think he's going to try to implement on you come Saturday night?
I think it is what he's comfortable with. I think he likes to stand. He likes to exchange. He's good with his counters. So I do expect it to be a battle, whether we're standing or even whether we're fighting for takedowns on the ground. Like, nothing's going to be easy. But I do see kind of what you're saying. Like, I think he's going to probably try to keep it standing and see if he could, like, pick his holes and try to take advantage of me that way. Maybe because of the size, he might not want to go on the ground. But he's a really good wrestler and good jiu-jitsu, too, that I've seen of his. So I'm sure he's ready for anything or wherever the fight ends up, and I definitely am, too.
Excellent. Well, Johnny, you're a long-time Underdog fighter there. You coach there. You got family members under you there, man. How has your training camp been? And, how psyched are they for you to get back in there to the Bellator stage and represent them?
It feels good, man. Like, I love our squad right now. We got a lot of people who are competing, a lot of guys who are fighters now. So there's always somebody getting ready for something. So because of that, I feel like I'm always in shape because I was just helping my cousin Justin get ready for his fights for CES. And we're helping Dave Durrell get ready for his fight that he had at ammo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what's good is, like, we have a lot of guys, especially our small guys. We have a lot of dudes that are good and seasoned and either AMI or pro fighters at 145 or under. So I'm lucky in the sense of I definitely got all the training partners that I could use and different sizes, different ranges. So I'm definitely lucky, blessed, and I look forward to representing Underdog at Bellator this weekend for sure.
Excellent, my man. Well, you've been there. This is going to be, your 3rd time in there? Where do you think, with a big win here, a big New England win here, where do you think that puts you? You're number 1 in New England, but where do you think this fight, taking out another New England fighter, puts you as far as, on the East Coast here and the eyes farther than here? Where do you want to be in 2020 with a big win here?
I'm up for anything. Like, I'm happy with how my career is going. I don't say content because I'm always striving to be better and get bigger fights. Like right now, I want to find and try to get, fights against these top guys in New England and hopefully expand to maybe top guys nationally, like at wherever, whether it's Bellator or CES or whatever. Like, I'm just ready and down to fight.
Excellent. Yeah, Johnny, you've never shied away. You're always looking for the action. You've been putting on showcases against New England fighters for 2 years now. This winning streak. You're 10-1 in your last 11 fights. Your only loss there is against Remo in your first time at Bellator. You went back to Bellator. You beat Billy. You went to CES. You beat Josh. You had that late notice fight against Campbell, and now you're fighting Dan Cormier again for another opportunity for Bellator, man. So you're doing it, and you know the eyes are all over you for New England. I mean, it's a great matchup, and you know you're Mr. Nice Guy. You look like you're content and happy wherever you fight, as long as you have a real good opportunity and a real good matchup, man. So as far as like New England, we would love you to stay here fighting for Bellator when they come into town. But as far as me being a fan and media, I want you farther than that. As far as, you know, I want a Bellator contract for you if you have a big win here, or you know, see the UFC next year in the Contender, because they've been, you know, matching up some of the you know, veteran fighters that are a little older than the younger ones they've been showcasing. So there's a lot of you know, roads for you in 2020, Johnny, with a big win here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, man. It's gotta open, you know, more people's eyes than I have already. Like, I'm not gonna shy away from tough fights. Like, you know, Dan, like I said, just because of his resume, that was like, okay, I'll definitely fight this dude. Like, he's out of TriStar, which is a great squad over there. Speaks for itself. You know, he has a good crew that he's training with over there. Those are the fights that get me motivated. You know, I don't just want some guy who's like, you know, 1-3, he's just started off. And Dan, I feel like he's earned an opportunity to go up against the top guys, and he jumps all over all the time too.
Yeah.
And you know, I want that same thing, and I would love a Bellator contract too. I was talking like I was looking at their champs. I don't think they even have a flyweight champion. I don't even think they have that belt. Like, they need to get a tournament going or something, man. Get some of the best guys in the United States. And so if, you know, however this fight ends, man, like, if my hand's raised at the end, I'm going to be mentioning that. They need to get a flyweight title, man. Let's go.
I was just going to say that. I was saying, like, if your hand's raised, that should be like one of the speeches you give. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, man. Let's come on, man. Yeah. Don't disrespect the little guys.
Yeah, there you go, man. And I mean, there's a lot of little guys in New England, man, who want to get out there, man.
And exciting, man. Yeah. These guys are not just out there just we kind of need each other, whatever. We're always going for finishes. The motor never stops.
Yeah.
You see groundwork, great stand up too. So just give us a chance, man.
Excellent, man. Well, Johnny, fight Saturday night. We're only you know, a couple of days or so, you know, from weigh-ins, man. Last thing, shout outs, thank yous. You probably got a few more tickets to sell before, you know, Friday weigh-ins come in. Shout it all out, my friend.
All right, man. So shout outs to my Underdog family. I love you guys. Help me get ready. To my family at home, you know, Iris and the kids, Penny and Betty. I love you girls so much, and they're my motivation, man. Like, I'm trying to go out there. I fight for myself, but I definitely fight to try to make them proud too. So big ups to all of them. Thanks to you and anybody else who helps, you know, try to blow this up a little bit for us as much as you can. Like, it's all appreciated. You know, not everybody does that. So any opportunity that we have to speak or to, you know, try to get our name out there a little bit, man, it's, like I said, it's greatly appreciated.
Well, Johnny, I thank you, man. Always a pleasure talking to you. I mean, we've spoken, you know, I love the Underdog guys and girls there. A lot coming out of that camp. Always someone to talk to from there. There you go, my friend, Underdog MMA. Johnny, man, thanks so much. I mean, crunch time. It's fight week, and you gave me some time, man. I really appreciate it, brother. And, you know, put on a great show. Dan's a great opponent. You know, whoever wins this fight, it's great for New England no matter what. And, you know, I wish you well, brother, and we'll see you on the other side and see what's next for you in 2020, bro.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to speaking with you after, man.
All right. You take care, Johnny, and thanks so much.